Olá! Nós estamos aqui no nosso Viver Podcast com o Dr. Green, ele que é sociólogo na área de saúde e doença. Ele também é um futuro fellow na Faculdade de Saúde e Ciência da Universidade de Surrey. E nós estamos aqui muito contentes em recebê-lo na Universidade de São Paulo. E é um motivo de muita alegria para a gente. Dr. Green, it's a honor for me to welcome you to our Viver Podcast.
Thank you.
I have here some questions for you, and let's go to the first.
Yeah, sure.
What motivated you to focus your research on older adults?
Thank you so much for the question. As a sociologist, as you've introduced me, I think my research, mostly qualitative, but I will do mixed methods research, so quantitative as well, but mostly with a qualitative outlook or view of the world. I try and draw inspiration from the world around me, and certainly within my own family. I think some of the challenges that they face in their lives are a kind of inspiration. So for my PhD research, I was investigating men who had had treatment for prostate cancer and how they managed some of the treatment side effects afterwards, and how their masculinity changed after their treatment and how they presented themselves to other men. And I think that was kind of inspired by my grandfather and his own experiences of the cancer and his advocacy work in the community to raise awareness about that topic. So I think in terms of my most recent research for the last 4 years or so around older adults with frailty, I think I was kind of inspired and could see from family members some of their own challenges as they faced a kind of functional decline and required more care and help. But also, I've been really inspired by my mentor and the leader of my research group, Professor Caroline Nicholson, based with me in the Living and Dying Well research group at the University of Surrey. And I think her vision of the kind of what we need to do to change the care system has really has and continues to inspire me in the work that I do. I hope that wasn't too long an answer for you, but
No, it's perfect. Thank you so much. The second question, can you tell us about your research on care for frail older adults and their families?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a program of work, so we have multiple different studies with this focus on older people who are living with frailty. The research is informed by a kind of palliative care. So often in the UK, older people, we have a growing aging population as we face worldwide. And this older population, more and more people will be dying of old age with frailty. But our palliative care services that we provide are mostly based in the UK in hospices. So they are very high quality standard of specialist palliative care, but they are predominantly designed to serve particular groups. So often people with cancers, for example, is where they will go. But older people who are dying with frailty will have a very different set of needs, and more people will be dying not in these hospices or in hospitals, but more and more will die in the community, so at home or in care homes, which are more common, I think, in the UK. So our work is really trying to, led by Professor Caroline Nicholson, who I mentioned before, is to identify better ways that we can improve the skills of our workforce so that they recognise these end-of-life care needs, and change the care systems and the services that we provide to meet this changing population and changing needs that these people have as well.
Thank you so much. It's very important to see this kind of situations, because cancer is not good.
No.
My father had cancer, and I think it's very hard to all family. It's not good. But today we have a lot of treatment. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That is so good, and I think is a beautiful research that you developed there.
Thank you.
What do you believe are the most crucial factors in improving care for older adults in the community, especially concerning the workforce, technologies, and overall healthcare systems?
Yeah, fantastic. Great question. Thank you. I think there's so much work that we can do, and I would say in terms of workforce, so as I was speaking before, I think there's lots that we could do to support the healthcare and social care workforce in the community. So a lot of older people's care and geriatrics care is based in hospitals, which is very important and provides very important and valuable work. But as we become more frail, things become more and more difficult. So I think there is much more that could be done in the community at an earlier stage before people become need more hospital treatment to help prevent them getting worse and worse. So there are fairly small things you can do to support older adults, staying mobile, having connection with other people, to not be lonely. In the UK, loneliness is a big, I suppose, epidemic, a big problem, and it's these things that have real impacts on our health. So that is the workforce and the services. I think, again, in the UK, we have healthcare systems that are not so well joined up. So our healthcare and our social care don't talk to each other very well all the time. And there is a lot that could be done to improve this communication, because our healthcare systems were designed, I don't know, 100 years ago, probably a bit less, but they were designed to address single problems. So you have this condition, you go to this doctor. But as we get older, we have multiple problems, multi-morbidities. And then if you have to go to different specialists, there's so much coordination and organizing that needs to be done to go to all these different appointments, and you have to travel, and it becomes a burden on people to do this. And our research is really finding that the family carers or family members end up having to do a lot of this work. So the partners, the husbands and wives, but also the children of a patient will have to do so much to arrange for the medications and arrange for the appointments and all of this. And it becomes a lot of stress and burden, and is very costly, emotionally and financially as well.
Yes, I agree with you. It's very costly, very costly. And the loneliness is very big problem. I think in England you have a ministry of...
We did introduce a minister of loneliness, really, I suppose, as a point of recognition for this as a problem. But the challenges for how to address that are very difficult, and I think there is no one group or one professional that is well situated to address this in the UK. And speaking with some people this week, I've been learning about interesting approaches where members of the community will be hired as elderly companions and will visit people's houses. So this is a really interesting innovation that I'm kind of keen to take back and share with my colleagues in the UK.
It's so good. It's very important. Here in Brazil, we have some research about this, but I think in our culture is a little different, because we love party, we love we love talking with all the people. But I think it's important to develop a lot of research in this
I agree.
this thing.
Absolutely.
Let's go to another question. In your opinion, what role can interdisciplinary collaboration play in enhancing care for older adults with complex health needs? And how do you see your research contributing to such collaborations?
Absolutely. I think it's so important. When I was studying as a sociologist, I was very closed to my discipline, my academic area. But since finishing my PhD and doing postdoctoral work, I work more with other social scientists, psychologists, and people in the arts as well, and also engineers now as part of my kind of systems work and Carebots work as well. And it's, I think, to address some of these bigger societal challenges that we face, it's so important that we go beyond just our own area and work with others and try to understand. And it's very difficult. I work with engineers and I don't speak their language. It's they have their own technical terms, but it's really nice when we can come together and form a shared understanding of things. And particularly with my focus on health, I think it's so important that we can see the different dimensions. I think you as a psychologist, psychology background, and me with a sociology background, we will see things in slightly different ways, but they're not, I think they complement each other. They don't, they are not contesting each other. So I think it's very valuable, and I'm fortunate to work in a research department and with colleagues from other disciplines to be able to do this kind of work, and that's something I really value for myself.
It's very important. And Carebots is it's very important for me too. When I lived in United States, I had some classrooms with Carebots, like a dog, like a cat. It's very interesting.
Oh wow!
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because especially in dementia, we have that. For example, I remember now when I was in Japan. Japan, with another professor here, Dr. Shubasi. And we went to a community that we see a kind of Carebots. His name is like Lovot. Do you know Lovot?
No, I don't think so. No.
Is a beautiful. He is very kind. He's a short Carebots.
Okay,
like
a
this.
kind, small. Yeah, I may have seen on television, perhaps a documentary or.
Yes, I remember that when we arrived in that community for older adults, a lot of older adults talking with him. Hey, hi. It's very interesting because I think it's a good opportunity to interact with another person, because the Carebots is like something that we can...
A shared point of discussion, or it brings you together to...
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's what you mean.
Yes. For me, it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
I agree.
I think it's very good research. The last question.
Sure.
As you visit São Paulo and engage with researchers at USP, what are your hopes and expectations for potential collaboration or exchange of knowledge and expertise in care for older adults?
Yeah, I think when I planned the visit, I had some idea of the people I wanted to meet and the things I wanted to learn, but I think there's only so much you can know until you are in a country and visiting a new place and meeting the people. My university, the University of Surrey in the UK, and University of Sao Paulo have a partnership, a kind of I can't remember what it's called, University Partnership Global Network or something. So they have an existing relationship, and I think it was valuable to me to support that kind of historic connection that the universities have. It's been really exciting to see some of the work that's being done in Sao Paulo. I think I've seen some of the clinical work that's being done in older people's care, and it is really innovative and interesting and things to take back to the UK. But also the multidisciplinary aspect as well, the way that people work across disciplines, as we've just been talking about, is something really great and exciting to see, and again, something we find quite difficult in the UK. I'm sure is everyone finds that difficult. So I'm looking to develop some research ideas that I have come with and see whether there may be opportunities for kind of collaboration, for some funding to develop that. I guess I suppose I come with an educational research and innovation mindset. So how can I support in those three areas, which are of course core to academic working? So there are learnings I hope I have brought about my own work and learnings I will take back. The research that I hope to develop around older people's care, particularly thinking about minority populations, such as LGBTQ populations as well, which is an area of interest for me and some of my colleagues in the UK. And then also the Carebots kind of work as well. And there are some colleagues at USP doing research on social robots for elderly care as well. So I'm very we'll be speaking to them today and tomorrow to see about their work as well. So I've been kept very busy during my time in Sao Paulo meeting people, and everyone is so nice and friendly. It's been really nice so far.
Fantastic. I'm very, very happy with our meeting.
Yes, me too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
So much. I think the older people and that you watch Viver Podcast, it's be great.
It will be great. Fantastic.
Ok, thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thanks.
E vocês, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado sobre o nosso papo. Eu acho que foi muito importante para vocês que queiram entender mais sobre esses aspectos de pesquisa relacionados às pessoas idosas. E é isso, pessoal. Até a próxima. Um abraço.